We're going to do the raw notes first and then move into a few graded examples. You know what, let's do these first. So I've noticed over the last few years that it's becoming more and more uncommon to find older bills in circulation. Really since the pandemic, I'm not finding really any. And it's not like I was finding a whole bunch before then. It was just every once in a while when you got change for whatever you were buying, every once in a while you would get an older bill. And when I mean older bills, I'd say anything prior to like 2006, but really anything prior to like 1996 or these small face bills. That being said, for the last few years or so, anytime that I go into a bank, I always ask the tellers if they happen to have any older bills. I don't go to the bank specifically to ask them, but if I'm there, I'll always ask if they have any of these older bills. More often than not, the teller is, a younger person, so I'll have to show them like a picture on my phone what an older bill looks like. And every once in a while, believe it or not, they'll be like, oh yeah, I actually did come across something like that earlier today. And they would, pick it out and I'd go home with it. But one of the tellers I was talking to, and this is probably 5 or 6 years ago, that, I collect paper money and the older bills and everything. And she's like, well, if I ever come across them, I'll let you know. So I gave her my phone number. And for the last maybe 7 or 8 years, every time she came across older bills, she would always call me. I would go in and grab them from her. Had not heard from her in probably 2 years until a couple of weeks ago. And she said, hey, customer just came in and deposited a whole bunch of older bills. If you're interested, the bank closes in a couple hours, but if you can get here before then, they're all yours. So I went to the bank, and sure enough, she had what turned out to be exactly $1,000 of older 100 Federal Reserve notes. And I grabbed all of them, and I thanked her. Again, getting bills directly from the bank, I'm not paying over for these. I'm not paying a premium. They're face value. All I did was write out a checking account withdrawal slip for $1,000, and she gave me these notes. So I got home and was going through them, and I realized that they're all from Series 1990. They're all from the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. So that would be Friedberg number 2173B on all these notes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And believe it or not, these are all in very good condition. I'd say 7 or 8 of them are in straight up about uncirculated. And then the last couple have some, minor folds that are apparent. But in general, these are all beautiful, beautiful Federal Reserve notes. And the fact that they are in this condition, they're almost, they're over 30 years old is pretty awesome. The other thing I noticed was not only are they in good condition, but these two happen to be consecutive serial numbers. As you can see here, 3903, 3904. Now, I don't collect fancy serial numbers. I'm not one of those collectors, but it's just interesting to know that in 2023, it's still possible to pick these notes out of circulation. So, very thankful for that teller. It's always nice. It's always good to be kind to the tellers if you collect paper money. That way, every once in a while, they'll give you a call or they'll pull out some older bills. And just like that, you've got about uncirculated older bills. Not exactly sure what I'm going to do with these yet, but wanted to share them with you. All right, so I've been focusing pretty heavily on obsolete currency. That is by far my favorite area to collect when it comes to United States paper currency. So let's get into a couple of the obsoletes that I picked up. This one here is Morris Canal and Banking Company of New Jersey, $5 obsolete note. We've got the two signatures down here. I'm going to try to get the glare out of that plastic as much as possible. Dated June 10th, 1841. Serial number 933. So you can see the signatures have bled through the back of the note. I also like how the date and the serial number are in blue ink as opposed to the signatures. Got the cashier's signature and the bank president. Morris Canal $5 obsolete note from New Jersey. Interesting vignettes. Another New Jersey note. This one is the Morris County Bank of Morristown, New Jersey, $3 remainder, circa 1850s. Love the color green on this note. Very, very nice condition. This one will eventually go in for grading. A little bit of corner bend, but other than that, the margins look great. Just an overall nice note. $3 remainder from the Morris County Bank of Morristown. Another green note. This one here, the state of South Carolina. This is a $10 bond scrip. It was issued directly from the state of California, from the state of South Carolina. Date on this is March 2nd, 1872. We've got the state treasurer signature down here. Serial number in red, 813. Beautiful back on this note. Obsolete bond script from South Carolina. It's pretty nice vignettes. Just a beautiful bill. This one's also in extremely good condition and will eventually get sent in for grading. I've been liking these notes recently. Nebraska Territory, City of Omaha. This is a $5 bond script, again issued not from a bank but directly from the City of Omaha. $5 bond script. This one's dated September 10th, 1857. We've got the signature of the recorder and the mayor of the City of Omaha. You can notice it is the Nebraska Territory because Nebraska did not become a state until 1867. And we've got the signature bleed on both in the back. Very, very nice note. Again, good margins, not a whole lot of wear. This one will eventually be sent in for grading. I also thought this was interesting because Nebraska, you don't really consider that to be an ocean-faring state, yet the main vignette is a sailor with a telescope with all these ships on the ocean. I thought that was interesting. City of Omaha, Nebraska Territory, $5 bond script, 1857. All right, so now we're going into some graded examples, and we'll continue with Nebraska Territory. City of Omaha, this is a $3 bond script. Same signatures as the other one. Mayor of Omaha City in the same recorder. This one is dated October 1st, 1857. Signature bleed on the back. Very nice note. Graded 35 EPQ by PMG. Next up, $5 remainder, circa 1850s, 60s. This is from the Citizens Bank of Louisiana, out of New Orleans. Beautiful gray-blue vignettes inside the fives. Very nice. Back is also very nice. That kind of gray-blue color. Very nice note. Graded 64 by PCGS. Even the orange underprinting down here. Very nice $5 remainder. Still in Louisiana. This next one here is a $50 obsolete remainder, circa 1850s. This one's from the New Orleans Canal and Banking Company. Very nice vignettes. Excellent back with the pinkish red Canal Bank of New Orleans. This one's graded 65 PPQ by PCGS. I like this note a lot. It's not as fancy as some of the other ones that I just showed, but it's still pretty cool. This is a $5 obsolete note from 1862, the state of Georgia, Milledgeville, Georgia. And I got this note because I liked what it said down here. It says, we'll pay the bearer $5, redeemable in 8% state bonds or specie, 6 months after a treaty of peace, or when the banks of Savannah and Augusta resume specie payment, if before that time. So obviously, 6 months after a treaty of peace, 1862, it's referencing the Civil War. Very cool piece of history here. Got both signatures on the bottom. Issued January 15th, 1862. Signature bleeds on the back. Very nice note. Graded 64 EPQ by PMG. All right, 3 bills left. $2 Federal Reserve note from series 1995. Friedberg 1936F from the Atlanta Federal Reserve Bank. As we can see, it is a courtesy autograph. This was autographed by Mary Ellen Withrow, who was the 40th Treasurer of the United States under Bill Clinton from 1994 to 2001. I actually looked her up. She is still alive. She's 93 years old. This bill is not anything to write home about. It's cool that it's a courtesy autograph. I got it specifically because it's a very nice 67 EPQ collector grade. And honestly, it was like dirt cheap. So I picked it up, but she's probably one of the more prolific courtesy autographers that are out there. Her signature is on so many notes. Like, you go on eBay right now, and I'd say a solid 80% of courtesy autographs are from this woman, Mary Ellen Withrow. Still a nice note. Again, 67 EPQ. Like I said earlier, it was a really good deal, so I picked it up. Another courtesy autograph note. This one is a $1 silver certificate from series 1957. Priest Anderson signature combination, Friedberg 1619 star. So you can see it is a star note. And the courtesy autograph on this one is from the Secretary of Treasury, Robert B. Anderson, who was the Secretary of Treasury under Eisenhower from 1957 through Eisenhower's last year in office, 1961. I did research on Mr. Anderson. He passed away in 1989 at age 79. Nice note. Unclear exactly when he autographed this note. He did pass away in 1989, but pretty cool to have his signature on a note issued in 1957. Graded 64 EPQ by PMG. Right, last but not least, this is one of my favorite notes that I picked up recently. This one here is another signature courtesy autograph. $1 wide version silver certificate, series 1935D, Clark Snyder signature combination, Friedberg 1613W. And the signature courtesy autograph is from Georgia Niece Clark, who was the 29th Treasurer of the United States and also happened to be the first woman Treasurer of the United States. Very cool piece of history right here. Did some research on her. She passed away in 1995 at age 97. So unclear exactly when she made her mark on this note, but signature courtesy autograph on a note issued in 1935. Very, very cool. Graded 65 PPQ by PCGS. That's it.